So from point and shoots to action cameras to CEO professional grade A boss level cameras, how do you know which drip is right for you? Well, let's talk about it. But first, I gotta head into work. What is up, man? How y'all doing? Today we are starting the vlog in Amsterdam, which is pretty funny because I was literally just here yesterday to get that one shot. Now, if I don't beat around the bush too much, I should make this ferry. But man, I might miss it. Barely made it. Got 2 minutes to spare. Okay, just hopped off the ferry, so I'm gonna head into the office. I will be right back. Whoa, man, that was a long time at work. Man, I was not planning on staying at work that long. I usually dip out during lunchtime, but today, nope, stayed for like, dang, I stayed for a long time. And it was for like no reason. And now on the topic of finding out what camera is right for you, we gotta talk about image quality first. And a quick side note though, I have to say this, image quality matters, but not in the beginning. I'm being dead serious. What matters the most is actually you starting. Because, I mean, think about it. If you don't do anything, why would image quality even matter? But ultimately, yes, I do think that image quality kind of matters. But not in a way that we all think it does. Because you see, ultimately, quality matters depending on what you are actually doing, what you are creating. You know what? Let me explain. The best way to explain this is to think about two different channels. For example, a vlog channel and like, just to say a camera or tech review channel. For a vlog channel, the quality doesn't really matter as much. Matter of fact, it matters the least on the list of things a vlog channel should have. Only because vlog channels are usually more personal and it's more about the person and their story than the actual quality of like nobody cares what the person is using to vlog with. They're more interested in, again, the story and what the person is actually saying. Matter of fact, I would even say that the higher the quality of the vlog, the more it hurts the vlog because it's less personal. But you take a tech review or a camera review channel, the quality then turns into more of a priority because it needs to be up there. I mean, it's all about tech and cameras, so it makes sense. So when it comes to vlog channels, it's story at the top priority, then relatability, and then quality kind of creeping up at the bottom. Matter of fact, audio quality is always more important, but the image quality is the least important. But now tech review and camera review channels, it's the quality that's the top priority as well as audio. Relatability kind of way down there, as long as story too, way down there. If you can throw in a story, it'll be in the middle, but relatability, it's at the bottom. And then everything else kind of falls in the middle. For example, finance channels, education channel, anything along those lines, it's usually in the middle. And then next on the list when choosing a camera would have to be, I would say, price. And now look, I know this one's kind of obvious, but let me just put it like this. You want to spend the least you need to spend to get to maximize the output. Least input for maximum output. Write that down. So you did it. You did all your homework. You know exactly what you want to make, what you're not going to make, and you know your budget. And now the only thing left to really do is to choose the drip. Okay, you get your cell phones, your point and shoots, action cameras, your mirrorless cameras. Okay, look, that's totally my bad. My bad. I don't have a mirrorless camera on me other than the one that I'm using. For keeping things just extra super simple, these are kind of your main options. You have your phone, which represents all phones, your Samsungs, your iPhones, whatever. And you have your point and shoot, which represents the DJI Pocket, as well as you got cameras like the Sony ZV-1, the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, the M50, and you also have just these other smaller point and shoot cameras. Then next you have an action camera, which represents the DJI Osmo Action 4, the GoPros, as well as the Insta360 camera. And then on the end, you have your mirrorless cameras. And those are higher on the budget end, but also bring extra sauce when it comes to the quality. Those are the Sony ZV-1s, the Canon R5s, like all those bring extra sauce when it comes to image quality. As I mentioned in the beginning, everybody should use what they have, which is their phone. This is what you should start with if you just want to get going. And I highly recommend you not wait and just get going, get comfortable. Use it as a great entryway to what you're really trying to do. Because to be honest, this could get most jobs done. Now, it does have problems, but at the end of the day, it can get the job done. But remember, we know what we want. We did our homework. We some bosses. So in that case, we know exactly what we need to do, and we're moving on to bigger and better things other than the phone. So let's just say we know we want a tech channel. We want a tech review channel. We're reviewing gear, we're reviewing motors, we're reviewing everything tech related, including cameras. And when it comes to your tech review channels, that's where you want to action cameras are a no-no. You want to go with something like the mirrorless camera as well as your point and shoot. These two are the best options for tech channels only because the quality is the most priority. It's the top priority when it comes to these videos. So in all honesty, you do not want to go with an action camera. This is the last thing you would probably ever use when it comes to tech review. When reviewing the tech, you don't want to go with an action camera. The image quality suffers a lot indoors, as well as the focal distance. You can't get close to the things that you're trying to review. So that's why avoid the action camera at all costs if you are doing a tech review channel. But now let's just say you want to do a vlog channel. You want to get out, hug the block, because your personality, you just want to let your personality shine. You love telling stories, you're super interested in the world around you, and you want to do it now, but you want to do it bringing some extra subs. In this case, I would not recommend a mirrorless camera unless you got the bag and you are extremely comfortable with mirrorless cameras, then go for it. But if not, leave it alone, because remember, quality is not the top priority in this situation. So I would go with either an action camera or a point and shoot, because remember, you're moving up from your cell phone. So go with a point and shoot like the Sony ZV-1, M50, then you have your pocket cameras, the Pocket 1, Pocket 2, Pocket 3, and then as well as your action cameras, you got your DJI Osmo Action 4, your GoPro Hero 12, and then as well as your Insta360, the Ace Pro, because yeah, let's be real, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, any of these will get the job done as long as you're telling a great story or you're super relatable. Either way, those are the top priorities, and then the drip. Now, it gets a bit tricky if you know that you're gonna be in and outdoors or you're gonna be doing a lot of sit downs inside your house. That's when it gets a bit tricky. In that case, you may not want to go with, I hate to say it, but you may not want to go with an action camera. You could, but again, the noise indoors, I mean, they've gotten a lot better. I mean, but you might want to go the point and shoot route. But if you know that you are outside all the time and you have some light, at the end of the day, you have just some kind of light in low light situations, like you're in the city or, you're in the car, whatever. This is probably your best bet. The GoPro or the DJI Osmo Actions, as well as the Insta360 Ace Pro. The action cameras are your best bet. And now, vlogs aside, let's go in the middle and let's talk about maybe educational channels like finance or language. Then you want to avoid the action camera. To be real, you don't want to have an action camera because most of the time you're going to be shooting indoors. So you're going to want to use a point and shoot or a mirrorless camera. And now, at this point, it just kind of depends on a budget. If you're on a tight budget, go with something small like the Sony ZV-1, Sony ZV-1 Mark II, or even the DJI Pocket cameras. These work amazing as point and shoot cameras. But then though, if you got the bag and money ain't a thing, you need to go with a mirrorless camera and just bring the subs. All right, now before I get back to work, there is one last thing that we need to talk about, and it's kind of important when it comes to choosing the right drip. And now the last thing to consider when buying drip is, can you actually edit that drip's footage? Because this is something that I actually found out the hard way with the Canon R5 as well as the Insta360, I think it was the 1-inch mod. Pimpin', you could not edit this footage. Like, it just shut the whole computer down. And as soon as I found this out, I instantly returned these two cameras. Like, for real, there was no point in having them. And now, thank goodness we're at a point where technology has caught up with these codecs now, but I'm telling you, make sure you can edit the footage. This is another reason why the image quality kind of doesn't matter, especially in the beginning, because there's no point in even shooting 4K if you can't edit 4K. There's no point upgrading to an 8K camera for your tech review channel if you can't edit 8K. Like, what's the point? And I hate to say this, with action cameras, the sensor is so small that you're gonna have to shoot in at least 4K. If you don't, the compression is so bad and it shows in the footage. It's really hard to get by this with an action camera. So you legit almost always have to shoot in 4K. But point and shoots and mirrorless cameras, you could literally get away with 1080p. Because for most point and shoots and mirrorless cameras, 1080p looks better than action's cameras like 4K. And that's just, look, I'm just keeping it real. So just know, when it comes to choosing the right drip, yeah, there's a lot to go in it. And you can, to me, just take your time, pick what you think is right, and then if it doesn't work out, just return it. Make sure you return it within the return window. And you Gucci. Well, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And I gotta give a huge shout out to today's coffee sponsors, Glarkin, Tony, and Barry M. Man, you guys are some ninja bosses. And if you want to buy me a coffee, don't be shy. The link is down below. But if not, look, no tea, no shade, because you know I ain't a hater. My hood never let me be a hater. No, but seriously though, thanks again for watching. And real quick, let me know in the comments below what camera you feel like you should get for your project. Or if you already have one, let me know what you got, because I would love to know. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, quick side note, I have walked by this place thousands of times and I never realized the name was Piccolo. Hey look, if you know Piccolo.